So this weekend I attended Story Camp with Time to Change, and a part of that training session we learnt about how to vlog and kind of the purposes of vlogging and what makes it an important platform for campaigning. And I have always put it off, I've always avoided it, and mainly because I felt like actually I didn't have anything to say, that I'm just going to turn the camera on and I'm going to be speaking to no one, or I'm just going to be silent because no words are there to come out, when actually they're there. Sometimes it's hard to find them, but they are there. And I think for me the main excuse I had was that I worried it wasn't going to be perfect. And actually I wasn't going to do a vlog today, or probably for the foreseeable future. It's something I've always shied away from, I've always hidden from, but I had an important kind of Facebook on this day notification this morning, and I guess it didn't take me by surprise, but I took a step back. It was 6 years ago today that I had my first hospital stay, but now on this year where I am kind of today, I feel that it's such an important date to kind of see how far I've come in those 6 years. And actually right now I am not well, and I've had another relapse. I've been back into my unit, I've been put on to antipsychotics, I've been seeking private help because there's nothing actually there for me right now. But I sometimes get a bit carried away in that moment, in that thinking, right now I feel horrendous, therefore nothing good's ever happened and nothing good is ever going to happen again. And I think I'm the same actually when I'm well. I kind of think to myself, it's okay right now, like it can't have ever been that bad. I must just kind of be putting a mental block on it, I guess. And that's my coping mechanism, that I forget quite how bad it was at times. And also when I'm in episodes, I forget that actually there is good, and I have done good, and a relapse does not erase that. So really I didn't want to dwell too much on the past in terms of going into hospital, but more so what one of my friends did for me when I was there. Now, it was a pre-planned hospital stay, so what my friend had done is write up loads of little letters for me, one for every single day that I was in hospital for. And I've got one here, she'd basically put a nice little inspirational quote along the top, and then a little paragraph that kind of was more personal, maybe related to our friendship or me. Now, it might seem like a small thing that she'd done, but actually that was one of the main things that got me through that hospital stay. It was knowing that my friend was there. I was 200 odd miles away from home, and I was scared, I was isolated, and I didn't know if I was going to get better. Now, to have these letters to look forward to every day, that's what kept me going. There was a little bit of hope there. I didn't feel as isolated. I felt that I was connected in some way. It was just a sheet of paper, but to me that meant everything. Now I'm actually going to read one of them out. So, a smile on your face throughout this whole dark patch is a miracle. You do not need to keep it there right now. Be honest to yourself and to everyone around you. Tell them how you're feeling so that when you come back, that honest smile can be back on your face. Now, don't do the usual Jodie and not let people in. Let people help you. Keep looking forward. Just because I'm not there in person doesn't mean I'm not there for you, a text or a phone call away. And I think actually that is probably one of the most important messages that I or anyone could get across, that you don't have to be there in person. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be that person's therapist. All you need to be is their friend. And that's often all people are looking for, is a listening ear, someone that's going to support them without judging them, and to carry on being a normal friend. So a letter, love a letter that's not a bill. A card, a quick phone call, a text just to check in, and actually sometimes knowing that they might not always reply, and that's okay. A cup of tea, Small things can make a big difference, and I think that's a message that needs to be remembered. And I think that really highlights just how much of a difference the small things actually have, and to how something that might take you 2 minutes actually can make a huge impact on someone else's life. 6 years down the line, I still remember receiving those letters, and actually I've been sitting reading through them and getting a little bit teary, not because it makes me sad, but because it reminds me just how much love was shown and how much support was shown and how much actually I needed that. So some of you may already be aware, but February the 1st is Time to Talk Day, the initiative run by Time to Change in order to open up conversations around mental health. So the idea is to highlight just how much a conversation can change a life. And for me, that is apparent, and that is something that has stuck with me ever since my friend sent me those letters. And this is just one thing that someone's done for me. There has been many others. So wherever you are this Time to Talk Day and every day, if you notice your friend is acting differently, reach out, listen, and don't judge.